Yeah, for those of you who know,
Yay.
I wrote a little
I
story this morning about my love affair with insomnia, and I woke up at 1:30 this morning.
I haven't read that.
And I've been up since you go to the group and read it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I wrote a letter to insomnia. So yeah, I've been up since 1:30 this morning, so I apologize for my scatteredness. But anyway, the audit challenge, as you all know, kicks off today. So we're going to talk a little bit about goal setting today for your business, and then how to use your audit of your marketing and your business to goals. It's all about business planning, right? And that's what we're about here today on Talk-A-Latte. So Rem thinks yes, Valerie does. You're so cute. I love that everyone's in the Facebook group. Now everybody's here on YouTube. It's like, let's just have one big happy family on social media. Okay, yes. I am going to share my screen with you guys.
But with that being said, if you're not in the Facebook group,
go join.
Go join us. But make sure that your profile makes it obvious somehow that you're a photographer, because we do check to make sure that we don't have trolls and stuff trying to get in. So
exactly.
But yeah, join the fun, because there's everyone there is so supportive, and everyone, obviously Julia and I and Beth and Jenny are super active in the group. But all the students, jump in and help people out and all that. So. Oh yeah.
And this week, especially, I'm going to be in there every day.
Absolutely.
Doing yeah. See, I wondered if it would do that to me.
Because you have to forgive our lack of sleep.
Can you refresh the YouTube thing? Can you guys all see my screen, see my keynote? I have a feeling that you're just seeing my picture there. All right, I will zoom in so we get a better picture here.
Okay, the email is coming. I just forgot to
remove the freebie.
The little, they were saying I didn't get my email.
I didn't get my freebie.
Sorry.
Oh, see, and all you regulars know now that they know what the address is going to be. So
wait, it should be coming. Because there was almost 200 people in this box.
Okay.
But I'll just delete it so that people get it right away.
We're fixing automation. You guys, email automation has been a huge learning curve for us in the last year. We're going to talk about it all in Market Like You Mean It. But yeah,
yes.
It is complicated. Okay. So today, grab your goals and go is kind of our big motto. As always, find us on youtube.com/Jewel Education Ben. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. And of course, you can see all the archives on the YouTube channel as well. Post your questions. Already, you guys know what you're doing there. I love it. And if you want to see upcoming events, we put them up about a week before, so you can kind of see the topic, subscribe at that moment for that particular live event that's going to be happening. You can also head to our Talk-A-Latte.tv, the homepage there will have the live streaming feed. The only issue with that is that you can't add comments or take part in the live event. But if you just want to watch and don't really want to get involved, that's a good place to go. But also Talk-A-Latte.tv has all the archives, and we are currently on episode 17, growing every week with all kinds of good nuggets when it comes to business. So today we are kicking off the Marketing Audit Challenge. But first, before we do that, and before we start assessing your marketing, I want to know, what are your goals and dreams for your business? This is kind of one of those days where we get to, where am I going to be in 5 years? What am I going to do with my business? We all have this passion.
Rainbows and roses.
And unicorns that poop glitter, right? I mean, this is about being a happy person today, even if you've not had any sleep. About your goals.
That actually makes it a little easier.
What?
Not having sleep.
Yeah, because then you can
your
go crazy.
brain's not totally rational.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. My brain is not rational today, so maybe I'll dream big, right? Well, I always notice too that I dream in the car.
Oh yeah, me too.
But you do in the shower, right?
I do in the shower, yeah.
And then you have this cool little strategy. Talk about your strategy.
Well, I discovered it after I had kids, which I wish I would have known about it a lot sooner. But someone, not me, because I'm not this kind of mom, but someone bought my child bath crayons.
Bath crayons.
At first I was like, oh man, now she's going to want to color on herself all the time. But it actually turned out to be really good, because then I started using them to write my ideas, my genius ideas on the wall of your shower.
That's fantastic. That is genius.
Right? I got out of the shower, because a lot of times I would, mommy brain, by the time I got out of the shower, I'd forget all of my strokes of genius.
Oh yeah.
And then be mad at me. I would remember that I had a stroke of genius.
It's like the water turns off and they go down the drain with the water,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Oh yeah. So you got to write them down.
That's what I do.
Bath crayons. There you go. Go to the Toys R Us and get some bath crayons. Okay. So what I want to talk about as far as goals go is, first of all, what are your, and you guys take part in the chat. I want to talk to you guys and have a two-way conversation here. What are your 1-year business expectations? That there's a difference between dreams and expectations. What do you expect to happen in the next year? It's important to think about that and ask yourself, what is my plan and where am I going and what are my expectations just for this year, even just through the end of 2016? What are your business expectations? Okay. I should probably share mine. My business expectations are to be a $500,000 business by the end of the year. I don't think it'll happen, but we're trying to get there. We'll see. We still have a full quarter left, but that is my financial hope and expectation. I expect to have a certain number of employees with me, and that's not going to change too much because we've pretty much done our hiring for the year. But I expect to have a certain level of product line in my business that I've continued to have. And I expect to have a certain number of clients that we've continued to have. I expect certain new marketing projects to take off that we have in the works for our new family line and things like that. So I have some business expectations that I want to complete by the end of the year. And I want you to do the same thing. Look, see, Twyla wants to move to a new studio. What are some of these other ones?
But with that, being a better money manager.
Okay, so let's break that one down a little bit more. Make more money, because a lot of us have that. But that's kind of a vague goal. I want you to make your goals actionable.
Yes, SMART goals.
SMART goals, yes, which stands for.
I remember. Now that I said that.
SMART goal is
specific, measurable,
actionable,
or is it attainable or attainable? I think it's
attainable. Okay,
attainable.
I think you're right. Realistic, isn't that
realistic?
Is R realistic?
I'm gonna have to Google it.
I'm gonna have to Google it, yeah.
And then time sensitive is the
time sensitive. You need to give it a date, a deadline. So how much money do you want to be making by when? And is it realistic and attainable? Those, I think, are the questions you should be relevant. That's right. We want in La La Land with rainbow unicorns who poop glitter, but the point is you want to do something that's actually that it's relevant to what you're doing in your life right now and that you're on that path and on that road. So try to make your goals a little bit smart. Anything else before we move on?
Everything's moving. Cynthia wants to have like all of her contracts and
policies worked out,
all set in her system.
See, now that's a super huge attainable goal and something that you can literally just sit down, plan, make a schedule for, and complete. It's just a matter of you having the discipline to actually sit down and do it.
That's a lot of people are saying that same thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So when it comes to policies and getting all that collateral, first things first, make a list of everything that needs to be done, right? And then an action, make a list of what needs to be done and that what needs to be purchased for it, or
like
what needs
supplies list,
a supplies list, or like what you need to research to get it done, that kind of thing, like what you need to learn, and then make an outline of how it needs to happen, and then start setting dates and deadlines for actually completing the work. And I think that sometimes is the hardest part.
Here's a great example of a SMART goal. Diana Baker in March, and have 4 sessions per week with an average of 350 pounds.
Diana, that's a perfect goal. And so now let's kind of break down the steps it takes to get there. What are those steps that you're going to do to get there? What do you see as the picture of what you need to do? And then each step may be rather overwhelming at times, but if you break each step down further into more actionable, attainable steps in a sequential order, you're going to feel a lot better about ticking things off your list. Okay, what about 5-year business dreams? Like, where do you want to be in 5 years? This is more of dreamland. We're starting to poop glitter a little bit more. We're not actually unicorns yet, like with rainbows coming out of our hair, but we are starting to poop glitter. So where are your 5-year business dreams?
You guys have to know that I woke up, like, this whole unicorn pooping glitter thing came from like 30 a.m. Facebook message from Julia going, why is this so funny? Of this, you know, those videos on, here, I'm going to stop sharing so they can see us. Those videos from like bakers
Yes.
But it's all like
Yes.
hyperlapse, right? It's super fast. They're making unicorn cookies, but they're like candy filled. And so the hole to get the candy out is in the bum of the unicorn.
And it's rainbow candy.
And it's rainbow candy. So she sends me this and I'm like, it probably was really funny because it was 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and one of my insomnia-ridden nights.
On this whole like unicorn pooping glitter kick.
It's a good analogy, right? It's cheerful and happy, right? Yeah. My kid thinks about that kind of thing all the time. I'm sure your girls do too, especially. I envision those My Little Pony unicorns. Remember when
Rainbow
we were
Bright?
Rainbow, yes. When we were kids, the little My Little Pony thing, I loved those things. Like I wanted My Little Pony left and right, and my mother would not buy them for me. And I envisioned the My Little Pony Rainbow Bright unicorn. My dreams.
That's awesome. Have you gotten the unicorn in Asana yet? Sorry, this is totally a rabbit trail.
What?
Anybody that uses Asana, if you like more than one task at a time, a little rainbow unicorn goes across the screen. Yeah.
It just goes to show I haven't gotten crap done, or at least I'm not checking it off in Asana because I've never seen it.
I check it off for you because it's like, I'll show you today. Okay, back to regularly scheduled
marijuana is legal in Oregon, but I don't use it, although it does sound like I do today with no sleep. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Let's move on.
Programming.
There we go. Share the screen. You rock. Okay, so let's talk about time management. What are your goals for time management? One. And sometimes it's so hard to schedule out what you're doing, especially when it comes to marketing your business. But how are you going to plan out and goal set for time management? How much time do you want to do things? How much time do you need to do things? Make yourself an Excel spreadsheet or like just a calendar that sets aside time for different things in your marketing. Number 4, how to serve your clients. What are your goals there? I love serving my students and my clients with my whole heart and with as much passion as I possibly can. And I know that sounds a little vague and as far as a goal is concerned, but I want not only you guys, my students, but also my clients to feel like they got 10 times the value out of what I'm providing to them than what they paid for. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like when they come and do a portrait session with me, I want my clients to feel like, oh my gosh, that was so worth every inch of my being. And yeah, they may say it's a little expensive to come to us, but they always say it was worth it and that they would do it again. And I think that's the big key, is that my clients would come to me again and that my students would come to me again as well, because what I'm teaching is valuable for what they paid for it. And I think that's critical. Now, does that mean lower your prices? Hell no, it does not. It means improve your services, improve your product line, improve your brand, give your whole heart and soul and passion to what you do. And that's how you are able to be paid what you deserve to be paid for what you're doing. And, you know, since here at Jewel Images, we have 2 businesses. I basically have the portrait studio and the education division. And so I have 2 different types of customers, right? And so I have to serve both of those customers in different ways, but always with that same heart and passion. Community. What are your goals in your community this year or 5 years from now? You know, kind of dream a little bit big here. What organizations do you want to not so work for, but volunteer for and give back to? Because all of that is extremely empowering to you as a in your marketing. When you show that you're philanthropic, sure, that means a lot in your community. Are there any good comments that I'm missing? But I'm kind of moving through this fast.
There's so many awesome goals. Like I'm loving them. We might have to create like a Facebook thread.
Oh, yeah.
Goals on them because they're just so cool. Like a lot of people with home studios are saying they want to have a retail space studio, different salary points, getting out there in their local market, having a word of mouth clientele.
Oh, yeah. And that's another way to serve your clients, is by being so powerful in what you do that word of mouth begins to kick in and you no longer have to do such pavement pounding when it comes to marketing. Yeah. And of course, that's what Market Like You Mean It is pretty much all about, is starting that snowball rolling so that your business is so good inside and out that your clients want to refer you. Because I used to never believe it when rockstar photographers, when I was first starting out, our photographers would, business is all word of mouth. Right. You're just showing off now. That went in my head. And I'm like, I'm never going to be that way. That's ridiculous. How on earth is that possible? But now that we are in that situation, I totally get it. And yeah, we have marketing projects going here and there. It's not nearly the snowball that I used to have to push down the hill. And it took me years to figure out how to structure the internal components of the business, and then also create an external marketing program that pulled clients in and got them in the wheel. And then once they're in the wheel, they start referring.
Right.
Then you don't have to put the gas on the marketing so much because they're making the wheel spin itself. And so that's ultimately the goal that I want you guys to get to, and it's totally possible. And it wasn't until I started figuring that out on my own that referrals would come in if I did things correctly, that it began to be easier, and that we don't have to market quite so hard anymore, and that snowball kind of just keeps rolling. So it will happen, but you have to do a lot of legwork up front. I went on a rabbit trail there, but that happens a lot with us. Any other good comments, or should we go back to keynotes here? Back to keynotes so you guys can get a visual look at what I'm talking about. Okay, just a couple more. What product line are you dreaming of? So a lot of you may be digital only and you want to switch over to printed products. What does that look like more specifically? Is it fine art pieces? Is it just all canvases, or maybe all wall ready images and no gift prints? Is it all gift prints and just small prints that people can take home and love and enjoy? What are your product line are you dreaming of? And maybe right now you're doing a ton of prints and you hate it and you want a simple, easier model. You're having a baby, you're constantly on the road. Something's going on in your life where it's just so busy that trying to do a printed product, which you're currently doing, is killing you. So you dream of pulling back and doing just a shoot and burn model, which I know a lot of other educators would shoot me for saying that, but any business model could be profitable. It's just a matter of how you structure it and how you think like a business person and an entrepreneur.
Some people's lifestyles lend more to a digital session to make it sound better. But I think that the term shoot and burner
it's derogatory.
The unspoken part of it is that it's not profitable and it's cheap. But there are shoot and burn models that can be profitable.
Very much so.
I mean, that's the whole point of having a business, is to make a profit. So,
and granted, you have to market in a few different ways because you don't have the advantage of having prints in your clients' homes, and it's a little harder to market, but there's no reason you can't. What product line are you dreaming of? What are your goals there in the next,
a lot of people are wanting
6 months?
To do like more fine art stuff, paintings, things that clients can't do on their own.
So what are the steps that you need to do to get there? Some of you have to learn to paint. Some of you have to learn Photoshop skills. Some of you have to learn to print in different ways and produce product line that's unique. That's not just what the lab is offering, that kind of thing. So ask yourself and make an action list of stuff that you need to learn or do or put into place in order to make that change happen. What about your financial goals and savings plan? This is a huge part of our freebie today. What are your financial goals? And I know a lot of people say that was like their business dream, was to make more money. But what is that? How much do you need for your family? And more critically, guys, what is your savings plan? There was a post this morning in the Facebook group about a girl was commenting about how cyclical the nature of the business is, and that like 1 or 2 clients and the next month you'll have 20. That is so our life, right? October, I
don't see a lot, like you handle all of our finances, but I hear, we talk about it like, well, and there's stuff where like right now, like launching Market Like You Mean It, we're
crazy,
going crazy, like where it's like hardly any clients
because we've put them off.
Yeah.
And now we already have 12 sessions booked in October with like 10 more coming. October and November are going to be absolutely insane.
And a lot of them are like our baby planners, recurring families that come every fall for their Christmas stuff.
It's the holidays. I mean, it's always a busy time of year. So my response and she was asking, I forget what her name was. I feel bad. I should have remembered her name. Is this normal? Like, and I'm like, this is so normal. It's not even funny. Jenny and I, my sister, we actually remark and complain on the phone to each other all the time about how cyclical it is. She's like, I'm dead right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
And we have found that it's actually synonymous with each other. Like we're usually dead and busy at the same time, which is really weird to me.
It's like babies come in waves.
Yeah. It's like they come in waves. I don't know what's going on with people, but they're all having sex at the same time, right? Maybe it's insomnia. No,
hunting season right now. So
that's right. There you go. So there's going to be a lull in the next 9 months, right? Anyway, no, I'm sorry. I make silly jokes sometimes, but just to keep you entertained.
This is adult program.
It is adult programming. But anyway, your savings plan, what I responded to her was, you need to have a savings plan built up that'll hold you over for a few months when those slow times occur. I mean, Belinda knows I will like start freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're in the red this month. We're in the red this month. We're in the red this month. And she'll just look at me like, holy crap. And then the next month we get the surge of clients and we're back in the black.
Or I look at the calendar. I'm like, it's okay. We've got like baby planners coming in and there'll be newborn people calling. Like, we'll be okay. Like,
yeah,
we'll make up for it next month.
And I have about a year's worth of savings in the bank to cover the business should we need it. Granted, I don't want to use that by any means, but if there's a crisis, there's something to fall back on that'll keep us floating while we come up with a game plan to get ourselves out of a problem, like if the economy crashed or whatever. So set financial goals and have a savings plan as well. So how much of each session income revenue are you saving? At least 10%. Save 10% of every session revenue that comes in and put it towards your business savings account. Set aside the taxes as well, so that your taxes and your savings account are not the same thing.
Right.
Because you don't want to give up your taxes in April out of your savings, because that's just, that's
but
just
I like that you put
well.
that tangible thing to it, because just personally, like, people always say that, like, oh, save, but then you're like, well, how much?
How much?
Yeah.
10% is a good number, and that will compound over time. And then you can start investing it and making more money off of it as a business. And that becomes part of your profit plan. For marketing, what are your goals for marketing? What projects and promos do you want to do? How are you handling the internal components of your business? Of course, this leads us directly into what kicks off today, the 6-day marketing audit challenge, which starts this morning. If you signed up prior today, you should already have an email in your inbox that gives you the first worksheet. But basically, the 6-day marketing audit challenge is a way to scrutinize your current marketing strategy. By looking at several areas of your marketing, you can easily break down what's going well and what needs help. By seeing the good and the bad, you make a plan of action that will streamline, systemize, and set forth a marketing method that actually works. So over these next 6 days, we're going to be focusing on these topics. Today, if you've signed up already, you've gotten the worksheet and checklist for target marketing and competition. It's asking you to assess exactly where you are in researching your market, your ideal client and who is she, and if you've taken a look at your competition and done a SWOT analysis on who's in your area. So that's kind of what today covers. Then tomorrow we're going to talk about current client retention. What are you doing to keep your current clients? Number 3, day 3, branding. Number 4, budget, strategy, and planning. How much money are you putting towards marketing, and what's your strategy there? How are you planning your marketing efforts, and what does that calendar look like? That checklist and assessment sheet is really going to ask you to think hard about what you're doing and not doing to plan out your marketing. What about promos and partnerships, print media promotions you're doing, partnerships you have in your community? Day 5 is all about that. And then day 6 is websites and social media tactics. So today, target marketing competition. I'm just going to go over this briefly today because I'm going to be in the Facebook group every day this week doing a live conversation with you guys about the audit on target marketing competition. So I want to ask you just this morning, what have you done to research your market? Do you know who your ideal client is? Competition doing differently from you? What are they doing well and what do they really suck at? Are you challenging yourself to be different from the competition? And how are you doing so? And there's no way that you could actually be different if you don't know what they're doing. So doing an audit of your competition and assessing where they are is really going to help you in that regard. Number 2, current client retention. You guys all know this one. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your clients, right? Ask yourself some questions. When is the last time you called a former client to say hi? Just to say hi, like, oh, I was thinking of you and I remember you were remodeling your house, wanted to know how that was going. Did you pick your kitchen tile yet? I mean, literally just like having a warm, fuzzy conversation. Relationship building, exactly. Number 2, how's that snail mail campaign going? My clients love to get snail mail from us. We make it cute, we make it pretty, it's fun to open, and it's always cheerful, pleasant, and never asks for anything. Our snail mail never asks for anything. It's always, we're thinking of you, we love you, we thank you, you're wonderful, et cetera, et cetera. Email campaign program that you're sending out to clients.
I have to interrupt you real quick.
Oh yeah, interrupt.
Email thing.
Yeah.
Why it's so special. I just had someone the other day, I asked them, a client, like I was booking a client and asked them for their mailing address, and they like hesitated, like they started to give me their email.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, like, you mean like mail? I said, yeah, like we want to like put a little card in the mail for you, like for your mailbox.
She was surprised.
Like she was so surprised, like, oh. And then she had to think about it.
I find that fascinating, and what a way to be different.
Yeah.
Because
that's the thing.
10 years ago, or even, 15 years ago, snail mail was it.
Right.
Like everybody sent postcards and stuff as their marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Well, now that email marketing is so huge, snail mail has fallen by the wayside, and it's so special now to get snail mail.
It's so fun. Well, and all your snail mail, at least it is for us most of the time, is like all the magazine ads, the coupon books, and the bills.
Yeah.
So when there's something in the mail that like has like that's personally handwritten with your name on it, like
it's
even if it's just from a friend or whatever, it's like, oh yay, something that's not junk mail.
You know what drives me crazy is all the credit card offers. I am so sick of credit card offers, or like they want to send you a check. Like you write out a check to yourself and then it just gets charged to your credit card. Yeah. I'm like, really? Really? You think I'm dumb enough to do that and pay 27% interest or whatever the heck it is?
Right. And that's such an easy thing to implement.
Snail mail is, and it's just a matter of having a system. We have a little box upstairs in our office area that's full of cards. And the pen is right there, and we have a stamp that has our return address and, U.S. forever postage stamps. Yeah. And we just write a cute, it doesn't have to be long. It's literally like a sentence. Yeah. And then pop the address on it, stamp, send it off, and bam, we usually get a phone call a little bit later with clients going, oh, it's so nice, I love it, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And that's awesome. That's exactly what you want. Again, exactly what she said. Relationship building. Gotta love that. Okay, someone is calling and leaving a message on the studio voicemail. I hope you guys can't hear that, but that's okay. All right, so let's move into the next topic, your brand. Huge topic, okay? I am literally scratching the surface when I talk about visual presence, purpose, and personality. But it's so important in your studio marketing to fix the inside of your studio before you start promoting to the outside. And that includes all the visual components of your brand, your why you do what you do, and incorporating that into all your messaging. And number 3, your artistic voice and personality. That style class we did on Creative Live a few weeks ago is a great first step to finding your artistic voice and seeing what your personality is like as a business. And we as businesses are artists. So us as artists, we are our business. So your personality is going to be infused into your brand, and that needs to be solid, defined, and confident, consistent, I guess is what I should say. And so you cannot possibly market your studio well unless the brand and the business are set up right to attract the client once they're already through your door. It impacts your clients when they become a client. Sometimes beforehand, but for the most part, your marketing efforts are what bring them in. And then it's the brand that keeps them there. So if your brand is falling apart, you may get a few new clients here and there, excuse me, but they're not going to stay and they're not going to refer because the brand isn't solid. 4, frog in my throat this morning. Where is the money? Your money, money, money. Are you tracking your marketing ROI? Return on investment. Your marketing. What are you spending on marketing, and do you plan to adjust that budget? Do you know how much you should be spending per client? What percentage of each sale are you setting aside to market your studio? These are all incredible questions when it comes to money, but then also consider planning. Are you setting aside time to do marketing projects in your studio? When is that? What does it look like? And how can you implement that better in what you're doing? This is a big one too. Promos and partnerships. Third-party vendor referrals are gold for bringing new clients. It's probably one of the biggest marketing tactics we do in our studio. So ask yourself, who are you partnered with in your area? Make a list. Are they valuable partners, or do you need to shave off the fat a little bit? Have you made a list of potential partners who are good for you, who target your same ideal client, who work well with other vendors, where it's a two-way street, who have a good client base that are already pre-qualified and will spend with you and would care about what you do? Massive questions that you need to be asking yourself and assessing in your marketing. The displays you do have right now. So, a display is a type of partnership. Are you working on those at the moment? And what is their status? Have you ignored them and put them on the back burner? Yeah, I think my microphone cord might be having some issues. Don't touch it.
I know, right?
No matter what you do, don't touch it.
It's like Jenga. Don't touch the table.
Totally. Okay, number 5, promos and partnerships. I talked about third-party vendor referrals being gold for bringing in new clients. It's really one of the best ways we do promotions. But I want you to really think about who you're partnered with in your area, if anyone, and are they valuable partnerships? Are they working for you? If they're not, maybe you need to trim the fat a little bit and find other partners who are better. Make a list of those potential partners and ask yourself, do they have the same ideal client as I do? Are they going to be a good working partnership? Is it going to be a two-way street? What can I provide them? And how will this work to make both of us more money and more clients? So make a list of those potential partners. I have no idea what's going on. Our phone really close.
Okay, everyone's saying they can hear us now.
Okay, we're going to move through this really quickly so we don't lose anybody else.
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay. Is it when I screen share maybe? Hopefully not. Anyway, let's try to continue. Nobody move. We're not going to move. Okay. Well, we advertise in a local parenting magazine and we basically trade it out. But that's a great way to kind of implement a print media strategy in your marketing. And obviously I know that costs a lot if you're going to pay for it, but you should try to, over time, part of your marketing strategy. And then finally, with promos and partnerships, ask yourselves what networking organizations you're part of. Where are you part of your Chamber of Commerce? Any, business groups, entrepreneur organizations? And of course, the boys have those kinds of things too. I just don't know too much about them. But the Chamber of Commerce is a great way to network with other businesses to find promotional partnerships. Okay, and then what about your website and social? Your online presence is your storefront window. So how is that website going? And I have to admit, I'm totally a hypocrite here because I have not updated my website in like 3 years, and it's really bad. But stuff to do, because that is an assessment that you need to make in your marketing, because that is your storefront window. When people come to visit soandsophotography.com, they don't walk by your studio, they go to your website. That is your storefront window, and that storefront window is going to help them decide whether or not they want to walk in. So how easy is it to find you? And is all your contact information listed? What's your social content schedule and plan? So let's move on to social media. Are you posting regularly, and what can you do to improve that?
Yep.
And how's that blog going? Oh, I know.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
Don't look at me.
It's a tough one. And we all have these flaws in our marketing and our business. But if you can't keep up with the blog, then maybe consider not doing it, right?
Yeah, and that's a good point. That's what Carla said. She gets lost in it because there's so many different platforms for social that she can't keep up with it all.
It's a huge amount to keep up with. And that's why I think it's super important to assess where your clients are and only go to those platforms.
Yeah. Check out the audit.
Yeah, check out the audit and market like you mean it, because let me tell you, this all is covered there. Okay, let's talk about how to get the freebie. Go to talkalatte.tv/episode 17, the Better Business Brainstorm Workbook. Miss Belinda here put it together and did an amazing job.
I went a little overkill.
It's like 13 pages, isn't it? It's a freaking awesome freebie. So go grab it. It'll help you think about your goals and assess where you are a little bit right now. And of course, sign up for the Marketing Audit Challenge to analyze your marketing assets. Take part in the audit challenge. You can subscribe to it at mlymi.com, marketlikeyoummeanit.com/audit. Today is the first day, so you still got time to enjoy the worksheets and give yourself a good assessment. And of course, it all leads up to our free webinar, Build a 90-Day Marketing Plan that gets clients in your door. So we're going to take the audit, we're going to execute a good plan for your marketing that will bring
There you go,
clients
April,
in your
right there.
door.
April said, when we're weak on a lot of the items and have a long to-do list, where should we even start? We can't do it all at once.
This is a huge question, and the webinar, I'm going to tackle that a little bit.
Yep.
And that, I think that's the biggest thing. We were scared about that. We were scared doing the audit.
Well, and that's, we're trying to help. So with the freebie from today, and then the audit, and then the webinar, we're trying to kind of walk you through that
and put you on a path.
Or that's our goal anyway.
Yeah, because we were very worried about doing this audit because all of us said, you know, people are going to have a lot to do. Like there's going to be a lot of areas where you are lacking. I mean, for Pete's sake, we still lack in so many of these areas. And, you know, you're never going to perfect everything. And I think that's an expectation that's unrealistic to put on yourself.
And it's all relative.
Yeah, it just depends where you are in your business. And some people are going to have more, some people are going to have less. And you really do just have to tackle one thing at a time. And sometimes that's what you actually want to do that day. And other times it's, oh my gosh, this has been sitting on my plate for a year and I need to get it off. Just do it, even though I don't want to. So don't get overwhelmed. And I think that's the big thing with the audit is that I don't want you to feel like there's no way I'll tackle this. I'm going to give up, because that's not the point. The point of this is for you to, yes, make a comprehensive, exhaustive list of everything you need to do, but at the same time, it'll point out things that you are doing really well too. And that's a good thing. You need to capitalize on those too. Running a business is challenging, and it's hard to do this by yourself. And I did it for years by myself, and now I'm lucky enough to have some help. But I couldn't possibly get all this done when I was on my own, and things slacked off, like our social media and my blog, and certain marketing things didn't happen. And I dropped the ball on displays left and right all the time. But what you have to do is prioritize and pick and choose those projects that you really think are going to make you money and bring in new clients and help improve the overall aspect of your brand. Okay. So join us for the webinar that's coming up. There's tons of different dates. The first one airs live September 13th at 8 o'clock in the morning. So register at mlymi.com. And there's several other dates. We're actually doing this same webinar 6 times so that there's lots of opportunities for folks to join us live and ask questions. And of course, we are going to be offering the course Market Like You Mean It inside the webinar as well. You guys will tell you all about it, what's inside of it, role in that too. So go get the freebie, talkalatte.tv/episode 17. And in the meantime, just while my coffee's almost cold, but I think we can take a few more questions here for my 10 o'clock appointment canceled. So I think we can take a couple questions as long as our sound stays good. But yeah, what are you guys working on? My son and husband are about to walk through the door here. I will stop sharing so you guys can see his. Come here, Dino. Come here, cute. Come say hi to everybody.
The last baby before my own babies. Right here.
Can you say hi to everyone? Say hi. This is my little peanut.
Isn't he cute?
He's so cute. Yes, this is the reason I do what I do. And that man, of course, over there. Are you leaving him with me?
Yes, by 10 o'clock.
Rob's 10 o'clock. Oh. It's the day before school starts. School starts tomorrow, and it's a holiday, and we don't have babysitting. So
we're juggling.
You're juggling, huh? Can you say hi?
Thinks you're so cute. See,
everyone thinks you're. Where is Wolfie? Do you want to show everybody Wolfie, who you got in Alaska last week? Show off Wolfie. Yeah, Wolfie is our new friend here. Dean has lots of friends.
Is that your Alaskan friend?
That's his Alaskan friend. Yep, he did. Okay, so I want to take some. I mean, my kid is cute, but he's not the reason we're here. So
a lot of the questions are just about like they're not getting the
They're not getting what?
They're not getting the. They're just saying they didn't get the email and things like that. And so I just wanted to say, like, it is coming. I checked the stuff. There's just the system. I learned this actually just this week. The system that we use for our emails is a third-party system. We personally don't actually send them out. And their server only updates every 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't
then
know that.
Because there's so many to send through, like, it'll just take. But please do, if you don't end up getting an email today
for the Talk-A-Latte,
and people are saying for the audit too, like when they signed up months ago, They never got like the welcome one.
Okay. And if there's a problem there, you can try opting in again, but email us at info@jewel-images.com and we will make sure that you get on the list to get those emails. Okay. I want to make sure that it gets
it. Danielle is saying, remember, if you have Gmail, which I never know this because I have my Gmail set, like I have a Mac, so I have it set to come through to the Mac Mail. The email app that's on my computer, but it won't show you folder.
Yes.
So you have to actually log into your Gmail from a browser. And on the left side at the very bottom, there's like a promotions.
It's called promotions tab. And we'll be in there
click
probably.
on that, and I found all kinds of stuff because I remember like signing up for stuff, and
then
like,
you never got it.
Oh, they must just not email their people very often or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's like hundreds of emails in there now, and now it's like overwhelming to go through.
You basically have to whitelist. You have to whitelist us and say, hey, Google, I want you to send this to me. So to get the freebie, go to talkalatte.tv/episode 17. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again so you guys can see the address. So we'll have a way to show you. 1 second here.
Itself, just to clarify, because I'm not sure if the person in the chat is saying that the freebie itself is not on that page. You need to enter your name and email, and it will get delivered to you by email.
Yes. So this is the address, talkalatte.tv/episode 17 for today's freebie. Okay. It's called the Better Business Brainstorm Workbook, which is a goal setting workbook for you and a little bit of an assessment of where you are. If you want to sign up for the Audit event, the free event that starts today, that's a 6-day email series where you'll be getting checklists and exercises to audit your marketing, then you need to go to mly.com/audit. This address right here. And Belinda can post it in the chat if you guys need a link there. That might be a little bit easier. So
the chat box, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. The chat box does not let you post URLs.
Oh, really?
So that's why to describe to people, but I think people are getting confused.
Okay.
There's like 4 separate things going on right now.
Okay.
Today, right now, we're doing Talk-A-Latte.
Yes.
We have our freebie for Talk-A-Latte.
Yeah.
That is at
Talk-A-Latte/episode 17.
There's a little opt-in form.
Yep.
Get your name and email. That's its own little zip PDF
file. And we do these every Tuesday. Okay. So that's its own animal.
Yep. Then starting today, we have a 6-day daily audit challenge going on.
Yep.
That you can opt in at
mlymi.com/audit.
And you will get, when you sign up for that, you'll get daily emails in your inbox.
Mm-hmm. That will assess
additional different worksheets from the freebie today.
Yep.
The webinar.
Yep. We have a lot of different stuff going on. The webinar, you'll find out all about if you opt in for the audit. So go ahead and opt in for the audit, and that'll tell you all about the webinar. We'll talk about it in the group, so don't worry about that. You'll get a chance to enroll for that. We're going to do 6 webinars, the same topic every time over 2 weeks. So there's plenty of time to get enrolled for that. And then we also have Market Like You Mean It, our 9-week intensive marketing course. And that opens for enrollment on September 12th. So basically in a week. And of course, we will be providing information about that in the webinar and also in the group as well. So yes, I know it is a little confusing and I'm sorry. There's like 4 different things going on. But right now, today, all you need to worry about is mlymi.com/audit, talkalatte.tv/episode 17. Those are the only 2 things you need to worry about right now. And trust me, I will keep you informed about the other things upcoming here in the month of September. Okay? All right. Any other questions or comments, or we do take suggestions for Talk-A-Lattes. John, please provide those. Yeah.
On structure, format,
we love it. Please do. We're always trying to make Talk-A-Latte better. Of course, this is a brand new thing for us. Talk-A-Latte, it's just been in the works for what, like 4 months now? We are very excited to keep making it better, and we are going to stay here with Talk-A-Latte in the upcoming weeks. So now, one programming note, when we launch Market Like You Mean It, starting next week, we will be taking 2 weeks off Talk-A-Latte. So just note that with us launching such a huge course and a big program, Talk-A-Latte is going to be on hold for a couple weeks, but we will be back. Let's see, what's the calendar? Can you open up your calendar? We will, one thing after another, right? We will be, I just wanted to say when we'll be back for Talk-A-Latte. We'll be back for Talk-A-Latte on the 27th, more than likely. So just give us a couple weeks to get that course launched and up in the air, and with our students engaging in the content and the material. It is a 9-week course, and so it's the first few weeks are pretty intensive as we're releasing the first 3 modules right off the bat. So if you give us a couple weeks to just kind of get in the groove, we'll be back to Talk-A-Latte on September 27th. So is your
coffee's been cold for a while.
Yeah, my coffee's been cold for a while.
Sorry, but with all of our tech stuff
and questions, I want to make sure that everybody's set and ready to go. Okay. Any other questions or comments we should talk about before we, any advice for someone who's moved across the country? It takes a while. I mean, I was in business for 3 years in Portland before I moved to Bend, which is 3.5 hours away. And it took a long time to establish. I mean, expect it to take a good 2 years, 3 years before people start knowing you in the community as someone who provides the services you provide. So, but yeah, networking, Chamber of Commerce, partnering with businesses, doing Facebook and social media, again, make sure your website, that brand, build all that up in your new city. It's going to take a lot of work. I remember all too well. It was, oh my gosh, I wanted to kill myself at times because it was so much work. But when you're passionate about what you do and you want to make an impact on the world with that thing that you do so well, it's worth it. So follow that passion, that dream, and even if you do move to another city, make it happen. I have a lot of students who are military wives or military husbands who's, they bounce from city to city all the time, and it's so challenging. I can't even imagine trying to do that. And I always recommend keeping your business model super simple, with maybe even a digital model only, so that you're not having to deal with product, and you're not gonna have repeat customers because you're the one moving all the time, which is somewhat a disservice to your customers. But at the same time, you still want to pursue your dream and do what you love. So I don't think it's impossible to do that, but just you're gonna have more limitations than other people. But if you're just moving to city because you're relocating, expect it to take a little while. But network. Get in with those other businesses as much as you can. Make sure your brand and collateral are all set up and ready to go. It's going to take some time and a lot of pavement pounding, but it will be worth it because it's doing what you love. Okay, any other questions before we log off here? Comments. It's awesome that you guys are jumping in to help out everyone's in the chat room too. I so appreciate that. Okay. Well, if that's it, are you trying to, what are you trying
I'm
to
just troubleshooting.
You're troubleshooting.
People were saying the link wasn't working and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So.
Our FedEx
Hi,
guy
Ben.
is here. Hi, Ben.
We're on our first name basis with our delivery guys.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll go ahead and log off. Dean, can you say goodbye? Bye-bye. Hope you guys have a wonderful, he's just going to sign for the FedEx here this morning. A regular working studio around here.
Welcome to the studio,
Welcome
friends.
to the studio, friends. Ooh, what's that from?
Yep.
It's for Beth. Sweet.
Together.
See you later, Ben. Thanks for dropping that off. So everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you join the Marketing Audit Challenge. Truly, our goal is to help you see where you're doing things right and where you need a little help. And the next few weeks, we're going to try to guide you through that process. And of course, if you truly want to get deep with us on this stuff, you will enroll in Market Like You Mean It, which opens on September 12th. Enrollment is only open for 2 weeks. So if you want to grab a hold of that and jump on board, please do. I would be honored to have you. So again, be strong, be true, be calm, be you. This is Talk-A-Latte TV. I'm Julia Kelleher, and this is Blended Aboard. We'll see you guys in a few weeks, and of course on the Facebook group. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.